No, I'm still at 148, I think. Quick check. Quick check. Don't look at the screen because I think it's check my mark right now. Ah, it is. It wasn't your class anyway. How many subscribers? Am I still at 148?
YouTube Inception. This is going to be on YouTube stream. I don't know if you me.
Hurtful. Hurtful. Huh? What? No. Then I would have to be running around with a GoPro or worse, one of those stupid selfie sticks like I see snowboarding idiots using. Yeah, you see me playing rugby, but I don't record it, huh? I have played now every single position on the field in a senior men's game. Last year I got second row. They put me in for like 3 minutes. I boosted, we brought it down, and we drove in for a try.
Do you do any balls? Those are fun.
Sometimes one gets involved in a maul, yes. This one over here, quadrant 4, down there. Where's the 3? It is the hypotenuse. So is it negative? No, of course not, because the hypotenuse can never be negative. Where's the negative? Right there, -1. So what's this side? Square root of 8. And it's positive. So what is the, you already have the sign, what is the cos? Root 8 over 3. What is the tan? -1 over root 8. Nicely done, Harmon. You did a second one, you ball hog. Don't be that way. All right. Who's doing C? They're getting a little bit harder, but they're still easier than they're going to be at the end. Who's doing C? Luke's already gone. Harmon's gone. Jalem's gone. Who's doing C? Nobody? Everyone is scared of C? Don't be scared of C. Although that is why pirates never learn to read.
They're always stuck at sea, not because they're scared of it.
They spend years at sea. All right, somebody who has already gone may go again. Still nobody. Watch this, Lena. Gummy bear to anybody who does it. Yes, I know Harmon had his hand up. Harmon, hit me. Whoa, dude. Whoa. Chill out, brother.
All right, let's draw. All right. We got it in the third quadrant.
Yep.
We have the adjacent and the...
So what's going here?
That's going to be 5.
That's going to be 5? You 100% sure? That's going to be 3? You're 100% sure?
No. Now you make me confused.
What? Why? That's like saying what color is the sky? What color is the sky, Harmon? Are you 100% sure?
No.
Are you 100% sure? What color hoodie are you wearing, Harmon?
Yellow. Orange/yellow.
Are you 100% sure?
Pretty sure.
Are you 100% sure?
No.
Why, Harmon?
I don't know.
There might be a special name for it.
Uh-huh. What class are you in, Harmon? Are you 100% sure?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Okay, so why are you, what's the problem? Are you sure or aren't you sure? What's going right there?
Is it 3?
You're 100% sure.
Axis.
You're 100% sure.
Yes.
This is 3.
No, that's 5 because it's 10. It's total.
That's
So
5.
3 is going to be
Y is
opposite,
3.
and then 5 is the adjacent. So 5 is on the x and 3 is on the
Okay, so this is 5.
Yeah.
100% sure.
100%.
Really?
Yes.
Somebody fix them.
All right.
What is it really, Rhea? -5.
I told you guys.
What's this?
-3.
-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So how does that get me that?
Oh, because it doesn't matter because a negative divided by a negative will be a positive.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
And if we know
What's
that
the radius?
radius? Square Square root of 34.
Root 34. So what is sine? Finish up, Harmon. You're back on track, brother. What's sine?
It'll be
Negative sine, dude, sine. You just told me negative 3 divided by negative 5. That's tan.
Oh, negative 3 divided over square root of 34.
Right. And what's cos?
It'll be negative 5 over root of.
There you go. Back on track. Nice work. 100%?
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's D? Who's doing D? Jazreet's doing D. Go, Jazreet. It's your birthday. No, it isn't. I was just singing the stupid song that I hate.
Which one?
That song where you say the person's name and you say it's their birthday. I don't even know what song it is. I just hate it. Jazreet, go. I know Anisha's head is in the way, but you don't need to see me. Just yell. Yeah. So, what goes right here? 8. You know it, sister. What goes right here? What kind of 5? Negative 5. What goes here? Root 39. Why 39? Because it's 64 minus 25. You have cos, so what is sine? Negative root 39 over 8. And what is tan? Root 39 over 5. You could have them both negative, but the better answer is make them both positive because, of course, you know that tan is positive in that quadrant because of cats or acts, depending on how you read it. Okay, brother. 13. Sine is 5 over 13. But, woo, doggy. 2 possible occasions. What? Sine is positive. So, it can only be in which 2 quadrants? First and second. Sine is y over hypotenuse. So that must be 13. And that must be 5. That is how you would have drawn it. What are the valuables? What are the values of theta? How do you find an angle when you have some sides? Inverse. Right. So I got to do sine negative 1 of 5 over 13. And what do I get? Check.
23 degrees. Oh wait, no, that's the other one. I went too far ahead.
What do I get? 23. So that means that's 23. So that's one of my thetas. And that means that's 23, but that's not the other theta.
It's 113.
What is it?
113.
180 minus 23, which is 157.
What? That's 157. What did I do?
I don't know. I got to make sure you guys did that right. I got to check.
Oh, I added 23. That's why. I added 23 to 90.
Well, that's silly.
Yeah, what's
Shift sine 5 divided by 13 is indeed 23. So what are the possible values of cos theta? So to do cos theta, what do I need? I need that. How do I find it? 13 squared minus 5 squared, which is 169 minus 25, which is 144. What do you do with 144? So what is it? 12 and negative 12. So what are the values of theta? 12 and 13, plus or minus, both of them, right?
I thought you meant to actually do the operation like we did the other day when we found the 4 decimal places. Like yesterday, when we found the 4 decimal places.
Okay,
I did that.
but that would still get you this. 12 divided by 13 would get you that decimal.
Oh, you're right.
And you would have positive and negative because cos is in 2 spaces. And in the first quadrant, everything's positive. So that covers the positive 12 over 13. And find the values of the angle theta. We already did that. Over here, it's 23. And 157. Yeah, yeah? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And C was 23 and 157. What, if cos is negative 1/3, what are all the values of theta? What do you got to do with cos and negative 1/3 to find theta? Starts with an I, ends with an E, has inverse in the middle of it. Inverse cos. Cos negative 1 of negative 1 divided by 3. What do you get? 71 degrees. Yeah? Which means, if cos is negative, where's it got to be? It's got to be over here and over here, yeah? Right? Where's the 71? There's the 3, there's the negative 1, so the 71's right there, yeah? And where's the other 71? Right there. How do you find the blue? 90. How do I find the blue? 180 minus 71, which is 109. How do I find the red? Plus 71, which is 251. Everybody Gouda? Everybody ready for their quiz? Should quizzes stress you out?
No.
Do they? Yes. They still stress me out, Mr. Myers. They shouldn't. Everybody ready? It's only one page. Does that help? Does that chill you out a little?
Yes, senor. I feel that every math teacher was as real with their students as you that read all math classes.
It's 6 multiple choice, 2 fill in the blanks, and 2 drawings.
Mr. Myers,
Ms. Goot?
is that what that's supposed to be, the calculation? Because then it doesn't get this.
Oops.
You get 71.
I just cleared it.
Like, I don't know.
Well, shift, cos, negative 1 divided by 3 gets you 109. Well, who told me that was 71?
The other ratio gives you a 71.
I did the math wrong.
Oh, so no, 109, yeah, 109. That's fine.
But
So if this is 109, then this is 71, then this is 71, and 180 plus 71 is 251.
No, but you were saying that equals 71 degrees.
Oh, that's because that's what everybody told me.
No, but like,
It doesn't equal 71, it equals 109, but everybody said 71. I didn't calculate it. I trusted that people could do shift cos.
apparently nobody.
Apparently wrong. So it gave you 109, so it actually gave you theta, then you had to find the reference. So you had to do 108 minus 109 to find the reference. Well, is it my fault that I even wrote out inverse cos negative 1 divided by 3 and people still said 71?
No.
Whose fault is that?
Luke Pearson. I accidentally put it in the first quadrant to start. Because I didn't think.
Alright. There are the first 3 answers. Notice they are circled very badly because left-handed I cannot write. Does anybody need to discuss any of them? If you have to discuss any of them, I'm betting it's number 3.
Nope. That was a guess though.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe we should discuss it.
Is everybody okay with those? I will discuss number 3 if everyone is okay with 1 and 2.
I don't understand exact stuff.
Exact means you use a fraction, no decimals. Because remember I made that big thing at the beginning of this class about how decimals aren't exact and they're a pain in the ass? Okay, so the cosine of A is right here, yes? That's A. Agreed? Okay. Which means no matter how big this triangle is, does A ever change? No. So let's pretend that this big triangle is only this big. And I divided that by 18 and I got 1. And I divided that by 18 and I got 1. So 1 and 1, same two sides, yes? What would the hypotenuse of 1 and 1 be?
1 over square root.
No. The hypotenuse would be the root of 2. Right? So the cos of A would be adjacent 1 over the root of 2. Right? Because that's how triangles work. That's why trig works. If I build an 18-meter tall triangle, I had a plan that used smaller numbers because the angle doesn't change.
Can I explain my thinking with this? I did inverse cos 18 over the square root of 648, which would have been the hypotenuse, and then I got 0.999 something, so I circled B, which is 1.
You did what?
Yeah.
You did inverse cos,
Yeah, to find out
the angle,
and it was like,
but I didn't want the angle. I wanted the cosine. And if you did inverse cos of 18 divided by the square root of 648, then you should have gotten 45.
what is wrong with my calculator? It seems to be pretty low.
Because it's a 45-degree angle, right?
Yeah, and then the cosine of that was...
Is 1 divided by 1.414.
Okay.
All right. There is number 4. It is D. Does anybody need that one explained?
No.
It had to be 4 because 4 is the only one that had the x's and the y's in the right spot. X over, y over, and y over x. And this one is really hard to see because the drawing is left-handed. It's D. This is y. I'm going to draw it nicer for you. 240's down here, yes? Right? So this is 60, yeah? So it's kind of steep, yeah?
What does it mean by exact value of that?
I'm getting to that, dude. There we go, yes? Okay, now, since it's tan, you know this is negative and this is negative, yes? So, since it's 60, you know it can't be C because the tan of 60 is not 1, right? And you know it can't be B because tans have to be positive in that quadrant. So it had to be A or D, right? And tan is opposite over adjacent, yes? So, what's bigger, root 3 or 1 over root 3? Because this is really root 3 over 1, yes? Which one of those does it have to be? It has to be the longer side, yes? Because this had to be the shorter side. So this had to be the root 3 and that had to be the 1.
Yeah. Actually,
That's one way you could have done it. Wait. That's what I'm going to do right now. What did some of the rest of you do who got it right? And if you guessed, don't bother putting your hand up.
I did tan 240.
Same. It gave me the answer.
You did tan 240. If your calculator has that mode, that's terrific. What does that prove you know? Nothing.
I know.
That proves you can push a button on your calculator. So if you had the wrong calculator and your boss said, oh my goodness, we need to know this distance, you would say, and your boss would say, get out of here. What?
So I took the square root of 3 to figure out what that was, and then I did the tan of 240 and realized that they were the same. So
That's another way you could have done it. But again, that doesn't prove you understand anything about triangles. That proves you can work your calculator, which is why this is a multiple choice question. It's only worth 1 mark. If I gave you this question without the multiple choice,
I wouldn't have gotten that.
I would have gotten a bunch of blanks. But that's why. You do know that. You do understand that, but you have to apply it. Okay?
How would we do that without the root 3 information?
You don't need the root 3 information. That's what I just showed you. You know that tan has to be this, right? Okay. So, oh, I see what you're asking me. I understand now. I didn't understand what you were asking me. Yeah. I didn't understand what you were asking me. After you've done a butt ton of trig, you will start to notice some very special triangles that always work. Like the 3, 4, 5 triangle is always Pythagoras. 10, 12, or 5, 12, 13. You start to find these triangles that work. There are a couple that work for angles. And the two that are very useful in angles are 45, 45, 90 and 30, 60, 90. But that's why this was multiple choice, because we haven't talked about those special triangles yet. But your knowledge of trig should have led you to that, even if you had a cheaty calculator.
That's just a smart calculator.
There's 6 is D.
Oh.
All the blanks up to here are worth 1. 60 and 47. No, dude. It is an angle. I need an angle. How do you do number 1? Well, A, C, B, right? Well, what's the cos or the sine of A? What is the sine of A in this red triangle? Nope. Try again. Agreed, right? Right. Now, yes.
For number 1.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Did 120 work?
Yeah, 120 would work. No, 120 would. Yeah, 120 would work. Would work. No, it'll metal work. What is cos A, Anish? Excellent. What is sine B? Right? See how cos A equals sine B? So if you have a triangle with 30 degrees, cos, that means what's this one? If that's 30, how big's that guy? 90 degrees, 60, right? So the cos of that is that over that, adjacent over hypotenuse. Cos of that is opposite over hypotenuse. Same thing. Sure. 133 is right there, right? Well, where's the only other place that'll have the same sine value as 133? 133 is a positive sign? No. Yeah, 180 minus 133. Sine is positive. Where's the only other place sine is positive? In there, yeah. So that's 47, so that has to be 47.
Okay. I kind of get the concept, but sometimes I don't know where I'm going with it.
Yeah, I got all of it.
That's why I give you quizzes. That's why I go over them this way.
I'm learning.
I didn't understand what the question was, but I did everything.
What part of that? See, this is something that you guys always complain about. I don't know what the question means. Why? I can't read your mind. What in that question? To me, that question reads as easily as the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. An angle. That means I need an angle. Will you ever have that number, that word, or that in front of an angle? If you were just finding an angle, would you ever have a sine, cos, or tan in front of it?
No.
No, because sine, cos, and tan are a fraction that goes with that angle. Okay? between 0 and 360? Well, somewhere in there. So the biggest angle you can have is 360. The smallest angle you can have is 0. And it has to have the same sine value as sine 133. Well, sine 133 equals 0.732. So you need another angle with 0.732. Well, you know the sine, all you need is another angle. Shift sine 0.732 and you get 47.
Oh, that's cool.
Or you recognize that, as I drew it, 133 is right there. The only other place that will have the exact same sign as that has to be in quadrant 1 because that's positive. And you know the reference angles have to be the same. Okay? You got to start learning what these words mean, not just what to do on your calculator. How many times have I talked about sine, cos, and tan being a ratio and nothing else? Do I ever not say that? I say ratio all the time. How many times did ratio appear on this quiz alone?
All the time.
Do you really want to make me count?
Yeah.
Read that.
Ratio, I found one. That's it, I found one.
1.
2. And that's it.
No, there is only 1 on here. Damn.
Yeah, but sine, cosine are a ratio, so it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, good job playing Laura.
Well, there's another one.
Nice.
Another ratio.
Yeah, I counted both too.
Yeah. There's another ratio.
Oh, so you count numbers now.
There's... No, I'm not. I'm counting ratios.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am, Jalen.
No, you said it. How many times I mentioned ratio on the sheet?
You're right. Word-wise once, but every fraction is a ratio.
It's like I'm going to count every time I say number on the sheet and then count all the numbers.
You do that. And 25 and 155, that's worth 2.
I gave you the trigger on the first show. I gave you that was serious.
Read what that says.
Find the possible.
Yeah, we finished the angle. It's 47. Oh, what question do you guys have? Oh, crap! You have a different quiz. Son of a motherless goat. Then I owe you some time. What is your question there?
Given that A is standard position angle with the terminal are in quadrant 2, sine A
is in quadrant 2 and sine A is... That's exactly what I have.
And it says find all three trigonometric.
Oh, okay. So not the value of theta. Oh, all right. So then it's, you've got sine, cos equal, it's in quadrant 2. Cos is negative 13. I lie. Is
Square root of
119. Cos is root of 119 over 12. And tan is y5 over negative root 119. That's what you guys needed to do. Also 2. Is the bottom the same? What's your last question?
It says given the exact ratio code.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 125 and 235 also for
There's
2.
another ratio, by the way. Word.
There's another question? Oh, another word ratio.
Yeah.
Yes, Stephen. Well, then they're not right. So you can give yourself 1 out of 2 because I'm in a good mood. Sure. You need the angles, yes? What finds you an angle when you know the fraction? Shift cos. Negative 1 divided by root 3. And that gives you one of them. I think it gives you the 125. Right? So that one. Where's the only other place cos is negative? Down there. So this was 55. So this had to be 55. 180 and 55 is 235. Making the quiz out of, I don't know, 2, 4, 6, and 6 is 12. That's weird. I don't know how you guys got a quiz that said, mine says find theta and yours says do the ratios. That's weird.
I have a hard time understanding
It just means no decimals.
I don't know where to go when it says,
That's just my average.
Okay, we are only in class for 5 more minutes. So, we're not going to do anything.
Is the next lesson going to be so long that we're going to have a quiz right after it?
What are you talking about?
Like, is lesson 2?
No. Lesson 2.8 will take a long time. You've got to do 2 things in lesson 2.8.
Well, it's all the laws.
Huh?
It's all the laws.
Cosine law and sine law.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Is there no tan law?
No, there is no tan law.
Poor tan.
You'll see why there's no tan law when you learn what sine and cosine law are.
So, without knowing that, is tan easier than sine and cos? I get it. Because 2 of them have law and 1 doesn't. So, wouldn't that mean that tan's easier?
The reason tan has no law is because there are values of tan that don't exist. Right? You can't do the tan of 90, for example. Right? Because it's infinite. So there can't be a law for it. A law means that it always works.
So there's a theory.
No.
The theory of tan.
The theory of tan is the lower SPF you put on, the better tanned you will be. You being a redhead should be putting on approximately SPF 5,000.
True.
You should just be painting yourself blue so the
That's why you
sun
use
can't get
white,
to you.
The sun cream. But I don't get summer that easily because my mom has like she gets yeah. Although that being said, I have my dad's skin, so it sucks.
Yeah, but now you're out of rainy, dismal Germany.
Not that it's much better.
I know, I'm kidding.
Like my dad would say.
Oh, announcement time!
Spring is coming. Time to start thinking about track and field. There will be a meeting Thursday, March the 15th at the beginning of lunch in the Jungle Gym. Everyone is
I
welcome.
love that they call it the Jungle Gym.
Soccer individual today, the champs versus quote
What's the
unquote.
official name?
Come on down and cheer on your team.
Back in the day,
Alchema,
there was a brand name of home playground called Jungle Gym.
Oh.
And a lot of Canadian parents call playgrounds jungle gyms. So when they say jungle gym, I'm like, ah! My parents were old. Maybe not your parents. Your parents called them jungle gyms? Oh, I'm supposed to go to a meeting. Barf. I hate meetings.
What meeting is it about? Math or just staff meeting?
Staff stuff.
action.
Then she was like, oh, I'd never get money back. I'm so hunting him down. Oh,
Actually, my two copies are super similar.
oh, I don't know about that.
The first one is so I'm gonna ask, it's actually the composition of my hair, like benefits. So what does that have to do with costumes? They build some like mass, a lot of fights. It's a similar one, but it doesn't kill a lot of people. There's not a good one. That's on the topic A. Yeah, topic B, you can't. They didn't kill that much. That much. Like it's not for them. It's not no show. Oh no. Yeah, like I didn't. Because these two are super so like the over the government. I hate it when they have to do the federal national. Yeah. You have this one. We have pop quiz. It's not a pop quiz. Like you know that you're gonna have a quiz. Well, yeah.
Mr. Meyer.
She's not like that. Pop quiz. You guys are having a lot of things. Yeah. Did you have like a historical perspective?
Almond. Almond. What do you do? I'm waiting for Caleb. Caleb, we going somewhere? I don't know. I'm not coming with you though.
I was wondering if I could warm up my lunch.
Please do.
Hello, Mr. Myers.
Hello, Allie.
I have been sick,
I noticed.
but I have watched most of the videos.
Okay. Do you think you're ready to try a test today?
No, not really. Maybe a day or two.
Well, you have the choice to work on your review today and write the test, or you can work on your review and only write the cumulative and use that.
Okay, I'll just write the review on the cumulative.
You're just going to use the cumulative, so you won't get a second chance at Trig. It's totally up to you. I'm trying to make it as easy on you as possible.
Okay, well, other option then, I guess. Review and test. And
Write the test.
yeah, I guess so.
Okay? Then I will expect to see you at lunchtime tomorrow and possibly Friday if you need a second crack.
Okay.
Okay?
You have
Mr. Dollywall.
the assignment that I'm going to be missing over spring break? That rounding one? What do you call it?
It's just joking. Aisha. Pardon me? Okay. You have to be very, very quick because I have a meeting right now, so let's talk.
I just want to explain a quiz to do.
You have a quiz?
I think that I missed, yeah.
Okay.
I think that's when I went home because of my...
Yeah. Quizzes aren't worth anything, but if you want to do it, you're welcome to write it.
I can... should I even bother rewriting it again, or should I just leave it?
It's up to you. Can you handle having an omit or a zero there? Or not a zero, an omit, or... Because it's not worth anything.
It's not worth anything.
Yeah, I know, but some people go...
You get spammed with my angry grandmother and wondering why I have something missing, even though I've told her a bajillion times.
I'm willing to change it to omit for you.
Sure.
I don't care.
Yeah. Thing is, we're allowed to retest, reduce or retest, right?
You get cumulatives, again, on every unit will be covered by a cumulative.
And if you still feel like you need to redo, can you still redo?
No, you have one shot.
Okay, cool. I was just...
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
That's all.
Did you want to talk about any Trig? Or no?
Not really. So I mean, I'm okay. That's what I'm gonna. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
I just have to say one thing. Is that I actually thought that our math test was second block. So when I first came into school, I was coming here. Then I saw the other class, so I went to my first class. I didn't know. Because when you said you never give math tests on the first block, okay.
I try to avoid it, but I also wrote on the board, Trig test Wednesday, block A, and it's been up there for a week.
I thought it was block 2.
And you've been going here since February, or since September. You know
So
how
I
the days
can't do
work.
the test again?
You skipped my test. You can do the cumulative, and that will be your only chance. You will get no chance at a retest. You know how the school works. You too.